Welcome, Ray. How are you, first of all?
Good. Good to be here.
Yeah, you just had your performance this afternoon. How was it? Because I heard you had a short time to practice for it.
Had a short time to practice. Just made the best out of it.
Yeah, and did it work out?
You know, I think with Shelter, especially at least in my career and Youth of Today, I'm never going to win MTV awards or for being the best singer or the vocalist or anything like that. I barely can carry a tune. If it wasn't for the miracle of modern recording methods, I think all my records would sound like crap. But we have a message, and I sing from the heart, and I think that comes across. Sometimes I sound really tight, and probably by the last show of this tour, we're going to sound great.
How is it to be a dad? I mean, it's so different.
It's a great experience, and I went from practically being single. I had a girlfriend, but we have no kids, and I had just did yoga and jiu-jitsu all day. And then to being with a girl who has 2 children from a previous marriage. And then we had a baby right away. And it went from having all the time in the world and going on tour and making money and to be a full-time dad. And
she is here.
Having a full-time job too, which is I'm a yoga teacher. And I tell you, it's actually nice. It's teaching yoga it's similar to I was just telling somebody earlier, it's similar to being on stage. You have a following, you have a crowd that listens to you. Shelter's always been more about a message more than the music, actually.
Okay, but how can you combine it all together?
I don't really do music full time anymore at all.
At all? No.
Well, I recorded a record, and I had it recorded, but I never finished the vocal. As a matter of fact, some of the songs were songs I had from the Mantra days in my head, but because I'm not a guitar player, I tell them I write a song by telling it to a guitar player, and then they put it onto music. So that's how I've done all my records. I write probably 95% of all the Shelter songs. So.
That's great. Yeah, I know that Eternal is your great chapter in your life. Is it like looking back to the past or to the future? Or how would you describe that?
It's probably a culmination of everything. Usually with words, it's things I'm going through at the entire moment in my life. So I'm sure it was everything they experienced. I probably wrote the lyrics and recorded that about 8 months ago. So it's probably everything that was going on in my life around then and the future.
I have to ask you about your lifestyle, because I heard that you had to stop for a moment, like a break, and that you did drink some alcohol.
I don't drink, I don't smoke, I'm a strict vegetarian. And I'm into yoga, natural foods and stuff like that. And as far as like a straight edge thing, although my record hasn't been completely 100%, I never got what do you call it, into intoxication as it's recreation. If I did it here and there, but never anything I even practically enjoyed. So.
Okay, well, you're in Holland today, and what do you think of Holland?
I've always had a good relationship with the kids here. We've always had good shows here, be it Amsterdam or Rotterdam or smaller shows, and we've always had Haarlem. They're great shows here.
What would you like to tell your fans here in Holland?
I really appreciate the fact that I could do music all these years personally. I just want to extend my thanks. I'm fascinated that people still care. You know what I mean? And I'm really grateful because there are a lot of people that want to play music and they never get the opportunity. And you know what I mean? They never get the opportunity. I know so many kids in high school that wanted to play music, they never get a chance. So I was always grateful to the scene for caring enough to support and buy a record. And I just, if you're in a band, put out a good message, because you're going to influence a lot of people, whether you know it or not. You're like you said the word guru before, but it's true. Guru just means like a teacher. So you're a teacher and you're a role model. And so even if you are maybe depressed at life, work through that depression, find the way out, and then present it. Sometimes if just negativity is what we're experiencing, like it's not like I don't get depressed, but if I wrote about all my depression, then that gets through the music, you know what I mean? And I think sometimes we have to work through that depression, come out the other side, and then present that, and then it can inspire people to work through their stuff. So I always believe that music should be a tool to inspire and to change people and to create, you know what I mean? Yeah. And instead of me just dumping all my depression on everybody, then you take that home. You know what I mean? So maybe it's therapy for me. Like, I throw up on you, so I feel better, but I've thrown up on you.
Maybe that's egocentric.
Yeah, ultimately I'm healing myself. Yeah, sometimes writing in songs may help you, but you're dumping it on someone else. So whenever I write music, I feel like I work through my stuff and then try to present how I feel. And I think that it's nice because when I perform, I'm filled with joy and it reminds me of that feeling. Yeah, I was very happy when I performed today.